G'day folks, and welcome to the first of what will hopefully be quite a few videos into the future on my channel. My name's Dale and the channel is GottaBTrippin. Bit of background on why I've called it GottaBTrippin. Basically, the next few things I'm going to tell you are a pretty major life change, and there's a little bit of play on words. You're going to be tripping, dude. What are you doing that for? Anyway, so basically, to give you a bit of a rundown, this is just an introductory video. There's not much in it apart from me introducing myself, and future videos will then have a lot more interesting stuff. But this is just about me and the channel. So basically, as you probably saw from the thumbnail, I'm leaving Australia and going into a bit of global travel. So the channel is intended to be an outlet for that, for me, and also for me to share what I'm doing with friends and family, as well as for me to come back to and have a look at down in the future. So anyone else who watches it and enjoys what they see and learns a bit from what I show them or experience myself as I can learn about the world around us, hopefully people will enjoy that and subscribe and check the future videos out. Primarily, the channel is going to be pretty unscripted, as you're seeing right now with the way I'm talking to camera now. I don't really go for the scripting much. I do actually have a little laptop down the bottom here which has got a few talking points, but otherwise I'm not going to be scripting stuff and sounding all wooden and boring. The video will have like travel vlogs of where I go and what I do. It'll also have some reviews, like I'll do a few flight reviews, maybe some hotel reviews and some general location reviews for some of the cooler places I go. Yeah, hopefully as I learn things and have that oh wow moment, you guys will have a bit of that as well. Now, I know there's a lot of channels out there that do this sort of thing. So how am I going to contrast to all of those other channels? Well, there's a couple of ways. First of all, as I said, this is partly for me to reflect back on and for my friends and family to see what I'm doing as well. So that's a contrast. But the other side to it, I suppose, is a lot of the videos that you see of people in my demographic are retired couples, or early retired couples. You do see some other couples travel and so on. You don't see a lot of solo stuff. There is some, but it's usually younger adventure traveler type solo stuff. That's not me. Also, I'm going to put the Aussie perspective to it. A lot of this stuff is done by people from the UK and from the US, and they've got their perspectives, and they're fantastic. I love some of these channels, and I'll shout out to at least one of them that's inspired me in this process as I go along. But it'll be interesting for people to see it from an Australian perspective. So a little bit about me for anyone who might be interested. As I said, my name's Dale. I basically just at the end of December 2023, I just got up one day and thought, you know what, I'm kind of sick of working. I've been working for quite a while. Decided, you know what, I really don't need to anymore. I can make ends meet, and I'll tell you how I'm doing that. And I've been watching some of these other travel sites, travel YouTube channels for quite a while, and as I said, I'll shout out to one particular one, which is an early retirement couple, Brian and Carrie. They're really inspiring in the way they've been doing their travel, and it's sort of got me all geared up and thought, yeah, you know what, I can do that. So after watching that sort of thing for at least 6 months to a year, and sort of wanting to do this, I just woke up one day in December and said, you know what, it's time. So pulled the pin from my job, and then spent the next 6 months. It's now July 1st that I'm recording this, and I finally finished selling everything I own, literally everything, my house, my cars, everything down to the smallest of assets, things I couldn't sell, and there's a hell of a lot of stuff I couldn't sell. I've given away or donated where appropriate. I now own nothing other than what will fit in a carry-on suitcase and a small backpack. And so after doing that, I'm now ready to go. I'll have in my travels. I'll have a perspective that's influenced a certain amount by my professional background as well. I spent the last 39 years as a paramedic, or as an academic in paramedicine as well. So I think that influences how I view the world, and how I view the society around us. So hopefully I'll be able to sort of merge that in some ways. And hopefully people will get a bit of an impression of me and my experiences that way. As the thumbnail says as well, and the video title says, I'm leaving Australia to do global travel, and particularly slow global travel. Now you might ask, and a lot of Australians will probably ask, well, why aren't you travelling Australia? We've got this massive, beautiful country. When there's so many people who are doing this now, and that's another thing. I watch a number of Australians who do their family travel in motorhomes, and as well as retiree travellers in motorhomes and so on. And you know what? That is interesting to me, but not yet. I've got two reasons for particularly leaving Australia, and the first and foremost is Australia is too damn expensive. It costs a mint to live in this place now. I've spent a lot of time. There's a website called Numbeo. I think I pronounced that right. Amazing little website that you can put in any country in any city around the world, and have a look at what the predicted cost of living is for a single person or for a family for a month. And Australia is right up there on the obscenely expensive side of things. When I looked at some of the places I want to travel, I can travel and live for a quarter of what it costs me to live here. And so that's something you've got to think about when you're selling everything you own and thinking, you know what? I can travel for a decade, or I can travel for 2 or 3 years around Australia. I reckon I know what the right decision is there. The other side of things is, it's from my perspective, I'm 56. Probably should do the places further afield, maybe not as well developed as Australia, while I've still got all the benefits of my health and well-being. That way, when I do come back to Australia, and I say when, but the reality is it might be an if, I can still travel around Australia and make use of all of the societal free stuff that we have here, like free healthcare and all of that sort of stuff, at an age where it's going to be more relevant to me. I say it may be a bit of an if about whether or not I come back to Australia, because I've also got my mind open to whether or not I discover a place that might be somewhere I want to settle in. But that's not the purpose of my travel at this point. My purpose of my travel at this point is to be doing slow travelling, very much modelled on the sort of things that I've seen on YouTube from other people, and particularly that channel that I mentioned earlier on, where they're doing quite interesting slow travel of a month or 2 or 3 in a particular country. My intention is if I do up to the visa limit of 90 days in every 180 in a given country, that I might do a month in a couple of regional areas and sort of explore and immerse myself in that country a bit. I don't want to bounce around all over the place. People will be watching future videos and go, oh, what, he's living in that city over there and he didn't go to every single tourist attraction. I'm trying not to treat this as tourism. I'm trying to treat this as living and experiencing another country. Because I could always come back to those countries. I suspect that there'll be countries I'll go to 3 and 4 times. And there'll be other places I'll go to once. I have aimed for the first few months, probably the first 6 months to a year, to sit more on the eastern side of Europe. And that's purely a budget decision. While I get my head around how things will be affected with my cost of living, I will still step into the Schengen zone because Romania and Bulgaria are now in the Schengen zone. But Otherwise, I won't go into Central and Western Europe much in that first 6 months, or probably first year. There's so much to see outside that area. That said, I'm also going to chase the sun, because I don't know that I'll cope all that well with a European winter. I don't cope with a Tasmanian winter. I'm in Tasmania in Australia, southernmost state of Australia. Gets a bit cold, doesn't get the same extremes as Europe or for that matter the US, but it gets cold enough that I don't want to be around the cold too much. So what to expect from me and from this channel over the next year or so of videos. As I said, slow travel, 1 to 3 months in each country. For the next 2 months, or almost the next 2 months, I'll be in Vietnam. And again, that was a decision that was driven by convenience and also by timing. Because it took me so long to sell everything, and then I got to the point where I have sold everything, it's now peak season in Europe and everything's more expensive. So I'm going to Vietnam for a couple of months to experience that amazing country and culture, and then travel to Europe in what will effectively be the shoulder season, where it might be a little bit less costly. So then I'll be into Europe. My next, straight after I leave Vietnam, I actually go to Albania. So there'll be more detail around the travel plans and schedules as time goes on. I won't be. A lot of people have been saying, "Are you going to work while you're traveling?" I won't be working as such. I do still have some work style things that I do. As I said in the introduction, 39 odd years as a paramedic, and the last 13 or 14 of those as an academic in paramedicine. So I've still got some research students that I'll be working with and supporting through their PhDs. But you can do that anywhere. This is the beauty of modern connectivity. There's some real disadvantages to modern connectivity, but this is one of the advantages. I can do that sort of stuff anywhere. So I will also be doing a couple of other things that are a bit of me developing a way to communicate what I'm doing, and also maybe an income stream. I'm absolutely not expecting all that much in the way of income stream from YouTube. I know the expectations of YouTube before you get to a monetized account, and I think it'll be surprising, pleasant surprise, but still surprising, and also quite a long time down the track before I get sufficient views and subscribers to actually monetize. But I will be writing some blog style posts on Medium, which is a monetized platform. I'll be posting links to those in my description to each video each time I put one out, and I'll also be releasing that sort of information on new videos being produced and new articles on Medium via my Twitter account, and also via Instagram and so on. So basically, I don't really aim to do much in the way of income earning while I'm traveling. I don't really need to worry about that. That doesn't mean I'm some incredibly wealthy individual or anything. I'll be well and truly on a shoestring, but I just don't want to do all that much work. I want to live and enjoy life. I've spent the last 39 years dedicating myself to a profession, and working anything from shift work through to 80-hour weeks in the academic world, and it's just not something I want to keep doing. I'm keen now to focus on me and focus on the world around me. So the goal is that I'll be out there traveling the world, putting together videos. The intention will be that I'll aim for weekly with the videos. That said, I've watched a number of YouTubers who do this style of travel and this style of video, and they all talk about the timelines and the deadlines. I've got a deadline to put a video up by Sunday afternoon. like I said, I'm not working. This is not a job. I'll aim for a particular day to put videos up. Haven't actually decided what day that will be yet. Sunday does sound like a logical day for it. But by the same token, if I miss that Sunday, it'll be Monday. And I'm sure nobody's really going to get that stressed if they have to wait an extra day for a video from me. So that's the plan. So in a nutshell, short little video to introduce myself, introduce my channel, and introduce what you would potentially see. So hopefully I'll see you all in the comments section, and I would love it if people did subscribe and did share the videos or like the videos. That's the usual YouTube metric to get things out there. Having said all of what I said about probably being difficult to monetize the channel, doesn't mean I don't want to. So I would be really grateful for the subscribers and letting people know about my channel, sharing it, and hitting that like button. So that's me. Thanks for watching all the way to through to the end, and hopefully I'll be seeing you over the next several months virtually through videos and through comment section. Okay, cheers guys.